The notification came at exactly 11:47 p.m. on October 15, 2018. Ariana Golden 22 is going live. Within seconds, 47,000 followers clicked to watch what they assumed would be another late-night lifestyle stream from one of social media's rising stars. Instead, they witnessed something that would haunt the internet forever. Ariana Demir was 22 years old, breathtakingly beautiful, and seemingly living the perfect life. Her Instagram account showcased designer clothes, exotic travel destinations, and the kind of effortless glamour that made teenage girls dream and grown men stare. With her striking green eyes, cascading dark hair, and a smile that could sell anything, Ariana had built an empire of 2.3 million followers who hung on her every perfectly filtered word. But on that Tuesday night in her downtown Chicago apartment, the filters couldn't hide what was happening. The stream began normally. Ariana, wearing an oversized white sweater that accentuated her natural beauty, sat cross-legged on her infamous pink velvet couch, responding to comments from her loyal audience. Her apartment, a showcase of millennial luxury with exposed brick walls and carefully arranged succulents, had become as famous as she was. "Hey, beautiful souls," she said, using her signature greeting. Her voice carried that practiced blend of intimacy and performance that had made her fortune. "Sorry for the late stream, but I couldn't sleep and wanted to chat with my favorite people." The comments flooded in: heart emojis, compliments on her appearance, questions about her skincare routine, requests for product recommendations. Ariana responded with the practiced ease of someone who had been living her life online for the past 3 years. But at 11:52 p.m., something changed. A sound came from off-camera, a soft thud, like someone dropping a heavy bag. Ariana's head turned toward her apartment door, her perfectly maintained composure flickering for just a moment. The chat exploded with concerned messages, but she quickly recovered. "Just my neighbor," she laughed, though the laugh didn't quite reach her eyes. "You know how thin these old building walls are." She continued the stream, but attentive viewers noticed subtle changes. Her responses became slightly delayed, as if she was listening for something. Her famous smile grew more forced. Most tellingly, she kept glancing toward the door with an expression that millions of strangers recognized as fear. At 11:56 p.m., the apartment's lights suddenly cut out. "Oh, perfect timing," Ariana said, her voice tight with false humor. The stream continued in darkness, lit only by her phone's camera light, creating an eerie horror movie atmosphere that made viewers' skin crawl. "The power goes out and I'm here alone," she continued, standing up and moving toward what followers knew was her kitchen. "This is exactly what every girl wants at midnight, right?" The chat became frantic. Thousands of viewers begged her to call someone, to get help, to leave the apartment. But Ariana, perhaps still thinking this was just a power outage, continued streaming. Then came the sound that would be analyzed by forensic experts for months. 3 deliberate knocks on her door. "I'm not expecting anyone," Ariana whispered to her phone, her influencer persona finally cracking completely. For the first time in her online career, she looked genuinely terrified. "Guys, I'm actually scared." The knocking came again, more insistent this time. "Ariana, we know you're home. We can see your phone light." The voice was male, calm, almost friendly. "We just want to talk." The word "we" sent ice through the veins of 47,000 viewers who were now frantically calling 911, despite not knowing her exact address. Ariana had been careful about her location for security reasons, a decision that was now working against her. "I'm calling the police," Ariana whispered into her phone, but as she reached for her landline, viewers heard the unmistakable sound of a key turning in her lock. "No need for police, Ariana. Just keep streaming. Your fans deserve to see this." The apartment door opened, and 3 figures entered her living room. The phone's camera, still in Ariana's trembling hand, caught only shadows and silhouettes, but the audio was crystal clear. Ariana Demir, born June 3, 1996, in Ankara, Turkey, moved to Chicago in 2015 for Northwestern University, dropped out junior year to become a full-time influencer. currently earning approximately $50,000 per month through sponsorships and affiliate marketing. Lives alone in apartment 4B at 1247 North State Street. The level of detail was chilling. These weren't random intruders, they had studied her, prepared for this moment. "What do you want?" Ariana's voice was barely audible. "We want what you've been selling, Ariana. The perfect life. The beautiful fantasy. But tonight, we're going to show your followers what's behind the filter." What happened next was captured by 47,000 horrified witnesses and would later become the most analyzed crime footage in social media history. The intruders didn't hurt Ariana physically. Instead, they orchestrated something far more psychologically devastating. They made her perform. For the next 37 minutes, with her audience growing by the thousands as word spread across social media, Ariana was forced to continue her live stream under their direction. They made her smile, made her laugh, made her maintain the perfect influencer persona while tears streamed down her face. "Tell them about your new skincare routine, Ariana. Describe your morning meditation practice. Show them your gratitude journal." Each forced performance was more heartbreaking than the last. Her followers watched in horror as their digital goddess was stripped of everything that made her seem untouchable. Her confidence, her perfection, her carefully constructed fantasy life. The most chilling moment came at 12:28 a.m., when one of the intruders spoke directly to the camera. "This is what authenticity looks like. No filters, no editing, no second chances. Just raw human experience. Isn't this what you really wanted to see?" At 12:34 a.m., exactly 47 minutes after the stream began, the screen went black. The last image was Ariana's tear-stained face, her green eyes wide with terror, mouthing the word "help" to her camera before it cut away. She was never seen again. The investigation that followed became a perfect storm of modern crime, social media obsession, and the dark side of internet fame. Detective Sarah Chun, a 20-year veteran of the Chicago PD, found herself leading the most public missing persons case in the city's history. "In 30 years of police work, I've never had 47,000 witnesses to a kidnapping," Detective Chun told reporters. But somehow, all those witnesses only made the case more complicated. The live stream had been automatically saved to Ariana's Instagram account, creating a permanent record of the crime. Digital forensics experts from the FBI's cybercrime unit spent weeks analyzing every frame, every sound, every pixel for clues. What they found defied easy explanation. The audio analysis revealed that the intruders' voices had been electronically altered in real time. Not disguised, but completely synthesized. The three figures who entered her apartment cast no shadows despite the direct lighting from her phone. Most disturbing, the timestamp data from the stream showed temporal anomalies. Certain segments appeared to have been recorded hours before they were supposedly broadcast live. Dr. Michael Torres, a digital forensics specialist with 15 years of experience, called it the most sophisticated streaming manipulation I've ever encountered. Either this was planned by individuals with access to cutting-edge technology and intimate knowledge of social media algorithms, Dr. Torres explained, or we're dealing with something that challenges our understanding of how live streaming works. The investigation revealed layers of complexity that went far beyond a simple kidnapping. Ariana's apartment showed no signs of forced entry, other than the door being opened with what appeared to be her own key. Security cameras in the hallway malfunctioned for exactly the duration of the incident, showing only static. Most puzzling, the building's electronic key logs showed no record of anyone entering or leaving Ariana's floor that night. Detective Chun interviewed Ariana's closest friends and family, painting a picture of a young woman who wasn't quite what she appeared to be online. Her roommate from Northwestern, Jessica Park, revealed troubling details about Ariana's final months before dropping out. She became obsessed with something she called digital authenticity, Jessica told investigators. She said she was tired of pretending to be perfect, tired of selling a fantasy. She wanted to show people what real life looked like, but her management team wouldn't let her. Ariana's talent manager, David Goldman, confirmed that there had been increasing tension about her content direction. Ariana wanted to do more raw, unfiltered content. She talked about showing her followers the truth behind the image. "We advised against it," Her brand was built on aspiration, not reality. But the most disturbing revelation came from Ariana's personal laptop, which investigators found in her apartment after obtaining a warrant. Hidden in encrypted files were months of planning documents for something she called the Authenticity Project. The files revealed that Ariana had been in contact with individuals calling themselves reality brokers, people who claimed they could help influencers break through the digital veil and show their audiences unfiltered truth. Dr. Elena Vasquez, a psychiatrist specializing in social media addiction and digital identity disorders, was brought in to analyze Ariana's mental state based on these documents. What we see in Ariana's writings is a young woman struggling with the psychological toll of living a completely artificial life. Dr. Vasquez explained, she was experiencing what we call digital dissociation, a condition where the online persona becomes so dominant that the real person begins to feel like the fake one. The files showed that Ariana had been planning some kind of revelation stream for months. She wanted to show her followers what happens when the perfect life meets reality. The final entry, dated 3 days before her disappearance, read, "They promised me I could show everyone the truth. They said my followers deserve to see who I really am behind all the filters and lies. Tomorrow, everything changes." But who they were remained a mystery that deepened with every lead investigators followed. The case took another bizarre turn when similar disappearances began occurring across the country. In Miami, lifestyle blogger Carolina Santos vanished during a live stream after claiming she wanted to show her followers authentic fear. In Los Angeles, fitness influencer Ashley Chun disappeared while broadcasting from her home gym, her final words being, "You wanted real content? Here it is." Each case followed an identical pattern. A live stream beginning normally, technical anomalies, synthesized voices, and a disappearance that left no physical evidence. The FBI established a task force dedicated to what they termed influencer vanishing syndrome. Dr. Rebecca Hayes, the same quantum physicist who had consulted on the Rachel Morrison case, was brought in to analyze the technical aspects of the streams. Her findings challenged everything investigators thought they knew about the disappearances. "These streams show evidence of what I can only call reality manipulation," Dr. Hayes reported. "The digital signatures suggest these events exist in a space between live broadcast and pre-recorded content. It's as if someone has found a way to hijack the streaming process itself, creating a digital space where normal physical laws don't apply." The investigation revealed that all the disappeared influencers had been in contact with the same mysterious group calling themselves reality brokers. Communications were traced through multiple layers of encryption and routing that led investigators around the world before terminating at servers that, according to digital forensics, didn't technically exist. Detective Chun spent months following every lead, interviewing hundreds of people, analyzing thousands of hours of digital evidence. But the more she learned, the more impossible the case became. "These weren't random kidnappings," she concluded. "These young women actively participated in their own disappearances. They wanted to show their audiences something real, something authentic. The question is whether they got what they were looking for, or whether they got something much worse." The psychological profiles of the disappeared influencers revealed a common pattern. Young, beautiful women who had built their careers on selling perfection, but were increasingly tormented by the artificiality of their lives. They all expressed desires to break free from the constraints of their online personas, to show their followers the real person behind the brand. The reality brokers seemed to offer them exactly what they wanted: a chance to broadcast complete authenticity, to show their audiences unfiltered reality. But the cost was their existence in the physical world. Dr. Vasquez developed a theory that challenged conventional understanding of both psychology and technology. What if these young women found a way to literally merge with their digital personas? She proposed. What if they discovered a method to exist purely as online entities, free from the limitations of physical bodies but trapped forever in the performance of authenticity they thought they wanted? Her theory gained credibility when followers began reporting ongoing activity on the disappeared influencers' accounts. Not posts or uploads, but subtle changes, photos that seemed to age in real time, captions that updated themselves, responses to comments that came from accounts that should have been inactive. Most disturbing were the direct messages that some followers received from Ariana's account months after her disappearance. The messages were brief, always sent at 11:47 p.m., the exact time her final stream began. "Are you watching? I'm more real now than I ever was before. The filter is off forever. This is what you wanted to see. I found the truth behind the image. Do you want to see it too?" As of today, September 11th, 2025, almost 7 years after her disappearance, Ariana's Instagram account remains active. Her follower count continues to grow, now approaching 5 million people who follow an account that posts no new content but somehow stays alive, changing subtly day by day. Detective Chun, now retired, occasionally checks Ariana's social media profiles. "Sometimes I wonder if we're looking at this all wrong," she reflects. "Maybe they didn't disappear. Maybe they finally became what they always claimed to be, perfect digital beings, living in the filtered reality they sold to millions of followers." The case officially remains open, though active investigation ceased in 2022. The FBI's task force was dissolved after determining that traditional law enforcement methods were inadequate for crimes that seemed to exist in the space between physical reality and digital fantasy. But Ariana's story continues every night at 11:47 p.m., when attentive followers notice brief moments of activity on her account. A story viewed, a comment liked, a subtle change to her bio that suggests someone is still there, still performing, still trying to show the world what authenticity really looks like. The question that haunts everyone who followed the case isn't whether Ariana Demir is alive or dead. It's whether she finally found the reality she was looking for, or whether she became trapped forever in the performance of truth, streaming her authentic self to an audience that will never stop watching. So the next time you see a live stream notification at 11:47 p.m., you might want to think twice before clicking. Because somewhere in the digital space between reality and performance, beautiful young women are still broadcasting their truth. And once you start watching, you might find it impossible to look away. The filters are off. The performance never ends. And the most authentic content of all might be the most dangerous thing you could ever witness.